Assalamu alaikum everyone and good afternoon. It is a privilege and an honor to be hosting this panel discussion at the 77-year celebration of Jaffer Group, a legacy of resilience, purpose and commitment. With me today I have a powerhouse of panelists, legacy as well as people who have committed their life, who have committed themselves to this cause and the purpose. And I'm really very happy to be hosting this panel. So I'll start with the introduction of the panelists. First with me is the chairman himself, Mr. Nasir Nawaz Jaffer. Thank you, Nasir Saab, for honoring this occasion. And I'm really happy that he was able to take out time from his busy schedule, though he won't be here with us throughout the session, but I'm really thankful. So, आज के इस panel discussion में, before I even share the introductions of all my panelists here with me, some really wonderful people and very interesting stories, मैं सबसे पहले नासिर साहब से कुछ सवालात कर लूँ ताकि उनको फिर जो उनकी commitments है वो पूरी कर सके. So Nasir Saab, thank you so much, chairman of Jaffer Group. He's dedicated almost his life to this group. And क्यों मैं इनका इंट्रोडक्शन दूं, मैं चाहूँगी कि इनसे ही कुछ इनकी कहानी और इनकी बातें की जाएं. तो सबसे पहले तो सर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर सच अ शॉर्ट नोटिस एंड ऑनरिंग अस और इस पैनल डिस्कशन को लाइव ज्वाइन करने के लिए. सो थैंक यू सर. सबसे पहले मेरा आपका सवाल ये 77 ईयर्स, सबसे पहले तो जाफर ग्रुप के बारे में बताइए. इतने साल क्या ऐसी चीज़ रही, क्या ऐसी वैल्यू थी which actually led this group to stay and also move forward. So sir, please.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. First of all, Urusa, you have embarrassed me enough by thanking me 10 times. You don't need to. You and I are one team. So,
of course,
I would
sir.
expect you, I think you expect and my colleagues will expect me to do the same honor and duty as you're doing for this organization. In 77 years, Alhamdulillah, first of all, that we are still here and stuck and striving to do better as every time and every year we achieve. The main question which will keep, which you've asked I think before even, the reality is every year there is a challenge. If I was to take 77 years, even though I was not in this organization for 77, but I'm pretty close to the 77 age as such. And whatever I've heard from my elders of what they went through from the time of partition to date, I will be able to narrate more than 77 challenges. But the most important factor which you were trying to figure out from us, I think it's our fundamental core values which have helped us to be where we are today. Challenge has always been there, and how did we tackle that challenge and how did we come out of that challenge is the key result of where we are. It's not a hidden factor. In the last couple of years we've had some very serious challenges which all of us have faced together. And the way forward has been that we have not hidden behind the reality. We've brought the reality out up front. We've faced it. And we have been able, alhamdulillah, I would say, progressed in a positive manner in the society as well as the group. Like till today even, we are very proud of the fact which we have been maintaining for a long time, taking care of our people. And you heading the people and culture from HR to people culture is another milestone by itself. What I would recommend to all our people in our organization, the trust which we bring out from within ourselves to our people and to our community and to the society, that is what has been able to to make us give us that strength and ability to face any challenge which we have come through. And inshallah, going forward, if we
Inshallah.
keep this core value with us, that keep that trust within the group and within the society, everything else can fall in place. I hope I've covered the question.
जी बिल्कुल, a very comprehensive and a very brief answer. मुश्किल है 77 years को इतना briefly describe करना. सर मेरा आपसे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ये है, और सबसे पहले तो मैं ये बताना चाहूँगी कि आपका सवाल कि मुझे थैंक ना करो, बिकॉज आई कुड अंडरस्टैंड कि मैंने आपको बहुत शॉर्ट नोटिस पे इंगेज किया, एंड सेकेंडली यू हैड अ लॉट ऑफ कमिटमेंट्स, but I still dragged you in to this live event, so that's why I was thanking you.
That is your ability.
Okay. All right, taken well. And as you said, so Vision 20 की हम बात कर रहे हैं आजकल. आजकल तो नहीं, पिछले 2-3 सालों से Vision 20 की बहुत एक्टिवली हम बात कर रहे हैं. और आपको what do you think, I mean, how do you see Jaffer's future?
First of all, I think the question which you've asked on the vision of 2030 and going further there, I recall when we were collectively getting together for the vision strategy exercise, the consultant who was involved in it, I specifically requested the consultant, do not put me into that position of sharing a vision of 2030 at this late stage of life. Technically, the vision of 2030 should be owned by most of the people in this panel. I mean, 2 of my colleagues are here. The rest are in the background somewhere. I said they should be the ones who should be sharing what the vision should be, because it would be very unfair. At my age, I should start forcing the vision which I may not be there to even deliver. So the vision which I have come along it's a very simple exercise which I have been able to inculcate, and I hope my next generation will also follow the same suit. I have a very dear friend and a colleague sitting next to me, Mr. Dupont, who after a couple of years joining our group asked me a very simple question. Why the hell are you working 12 hours a day, burning everything around you, when you could just rent this building, because that's when we had moved here. You could just rent off this building and stay home and go around the world and do everything else. I said, it's a very valid question, but unfortunately my elders didn't leave me behind for this. That I could go back, and I still recall a same thing which I remember a farmer friend taught me. He said, I don't grow any orchards at my farm. Why? Because then I don't want my children to be and my grandchildren to be sitting at home and making and running, but they must contribute. So to me and to my family and everybody else, I feel the important factor is what can we give to the society. And the only way we can give to the society is taking our own people. They are the most important. Time and again we've said it, that if this organization is there, it's because of our people. And that trust and confidence I'd like to portray and continue in that direction, while as I said, my next generation also feels the same thing, that, we should, and I think time has come when Pakistan, we should start inculcating the possibility of, and I hope by 2030 or just beyond, that we could delegate these responsibilities to more professionals to run the organization, and thereby contribute to the society by able to do things which are required by this country and by the group. I personally feel sky's the limit, as far as not only for Jaffer's, but for Pakistan, providing there is a lot of correction needed to be done. We have tried to play in the society a very strong role by sharing with them that you do not have to do illegal ways of doing business. Be upfront, be clear, and be able to take the challenge of today's world into the future. And where I'm now looking at in Jaffer's, which is a great potential by seeing so many youngsters who have joined us. They are the future. And if you're asking what is what would you perceive for the future, I would only turn around and say, it is we, both the youngsters and ourselves, get together and change the environment around us. If we're expecting some, invariably I hear this kind discussion going on, it's either the Americans or the British or the French or somebody or the other. It is us. We have to change.
Yep.
We have to bring this change, the culture. I mean, it hurts me when I just go outside our homes or outside our office. I mean, just imagine, just take this block, how clean we are trying to keep. But why is it the next door is not? And if everybody was to contribute, the society can make a change. And that's why I'm expecting our youngsters to take this challenge from our organization and go everywhere along the society and bring this positive change. God be with Pakistan and Jaffer's. Thank you.
Thank you, Nasir Saab. And with this, I once again appreciate his commitment and taking that time out, because I know that Nasir Saab is busy and he has some other commitments, but at this particular occasion, we were very persistent and we were able to convince him to spare some time. So thank you so much, Nasir Saab. And now I would like to introduce all the other panel members, and the objective is that we introduce these panel members. नासिर साहब को क्योंकि जाना था तो इस वजह से हमने नासिर साहब के साथ पहले अपने सवाल जवाब कर लिए, but thank you all of you, and I'll now introduce all of them. Next in line is Nadir Nawaz Jaffer, the younger generation of Nadir. His turn will also come, but I will just kind of introduce everybody there. He's the CEO of Jaffer Agro Services, and besides that, he's also the board of director for Jaffer Brothers. So thank you, Nadir. Other panelists that we have is Adil Wadood. Adil Wadood is part of one of our businesses, Jaffer Business Systems, and he's been with us for the past 30 years. And इसके साथ साथ ये हमारी क्रिकेट टीम का भी बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है, जिसकी वजह से हमें काफ़ी अवार्ड्स और विन्स मिले हैं. So thank you, Adil, for this, for gracing the occasion. Then we have Atif. मोहम्मद आतिफ को भी ऑलमोस्ट इतना ही टाइम हो गया है जितना आदिल का हुआ है, एंड इन सालों में काफ़ी चेंजेस इन्होंने देखे और इनका अपना करियर काफ़ी ग्रो किया है इस पीरियड में. अनदर पैनलिस्ट, as Nasir Saab had already introduced earlier, another panelist is Pierre Louis Dupont. I hope I've pronounced it right. I've tried to do justice to your name's pronunciation. So इनका जो association रहा है, it's been from 2005, if I'm not wrong. And he's been a strong pillar of Jaffer Brothers. Currently he's serving as the vice chairman for Jaffer Agro Services. Besides that, he's also the board of director, and we've got some very interesting questions to ask from him. And finally, our last panelist is Alia Saeed, who's been associated with Jaffer Brothers since the past 10 years, and she has been steady in serving her role in the human resource department, और उसकी transformation, उसके सवाल जवाब हम उनसे कर रहे होंगे. So thank you all of you. Now I will direct my question to Nadir first. Generational change आपने कैसे देखा? How do you think that Jaffer Brothers is still relevant over the years? Yep.
In 77 years, the only way to stay relevant is to keep adapting to everything that changes. for this gentleman sitting next to me, 30 years, I'm sure 30 years ago, mainframes was a very big hot item. These days, that's obviously not the case. And if he was still selling mainframes, he wouldn't be working. So the only way to do it is to adapt to what's needed, what our customers want. That directs us quite a bit. Our ability to see what changes are coming and introduce them to our customers going forward. So I would say adapting to the situation around you and bringing in innovation from outside. Those are the two ways.
All right, thank you. Very brief, as always, Nadir. Next, I would like to ask PLD. That's a better one. He's made it easy. Yeah, he's made it easy for all of us. So, as a board member, what kind of role does the board play in, the groups driving innovation and digital transformation, especially?
Well, basically, it's a very wide topic. My belief is very simple. No company can survive without innovation. Yeah. Okay? And the thing that people need to realize that change is permanent and innovation is driving the change. Okay? You may also notice that innovation is one of our core values, but it's also one of our principles, which give you the importance that we attach to innovation. Now, innovation is a very vague term. For example, I'm coming from what we used to call life science. A process of innovation in life science can take more than 12 years. Okay? And after that, you enter to the cycle where you are protected by the patent for a certain time, and then you are not protected anymore, and competitors are coming and copying you. You need to cope with that only. Okay? And you have seen a lot of companies disappearing because they could not make up this stand of following innovation. So these are basically this long-term value. But in the world of today, where innovation is permanent, basically we can see particularly, we have some experts of digital transformation. In digital transformation, the innovation is permanent. So if you don't keep up to date to the way the innovation is going, you're going to be out. That was Nadir referring properly. Well, if you still want to sell mainframe, you have no job anymore, my friend. Okay? And the third component of change led by innovation is market innovation. Okay? For example, nobody 5 years ago would have think of the role that drone can take. Take to the people who are in war in Ukraine, or take the last clash between Pakistan and India. Drone has become part of the game. And in our industry, drone is a part of the game, so we may not be the one creating the drone, but we must adapt ourselves to what impact the drone will have on our businesses. Then you are talking of digital transformation. The concern of digital transformation is that something that you can protect with a patent. It's ongoing. If I look around today, how many new applications based on AI are appearing on the market? And they are not protected. Some are completely open to anybody. Okay? So when you talk about the last question, which is basically long-term value starts first with branding. Okay? And I give you an example. When I joined the company in 2005, we had a company involved with pesticide called NICL. Yeah. I said, why do we keep NICL? What is this? I know an insurance company called NICL. That's not what we are doing. By the way, why don't we use Jaffer? And you know what? Jaffer has been busy in the agriculture market for many, many years. So when we rename NICL to Jaffer, that was a part of the transformation. We brought new technology, we brought drip irrigation system, we brought amino acid, we extended the range. We were the first one to bring biotech protect in Pakistan. And in the process, this company came from 700 million to 5 billion today. So basically, you cannot just take one component. You have to link the three components. You have to link your innovation, you have to link your digital transformation, and you have to link that to your branding in a system. Linking it together in a system will lead to success. And with the new generation, they are all frenzy for this new digital economy. So future is great.
Thank you, PLD, for such a comprehensive answer. Now that we are talking about change and transformation and innovation, my next question is to Adil, who's part of JBS. In the environment which is marked by exchange rate volatility, energy shortages, economic slowdown, so how do you think JBS has maintained its operational resilience and is still continuing to innovate and leading the market?
First of all, thank you for inviting me to this panel. Pleasure to sit with Nasir Saab, Nadir Saab, PLD, and others, my colleagues. Before answering your question, we need to know why we are here or what we are doing. So our objective, our goal is to solve business problems, impacting people's lives. And when you have these kind of objectives and goals, then you find solutions to any kind of problem. As Nasir Saab has mentioned, that 77 years, 77 challenges. So challenges will remain constant. Yeah. Next year there will be something else. But if you have a vision of solving business problems, if you have a vision of impacting people's life, then you always have a way to find a solution to it. Whether JBS needs to be, what JBS did, I will not go into detail. JBS needs to be agile, we were. We need to be nimble, we were. We need to be fast, we were, and we are. So that is what we are doing as of now. हमने operational efficiency पे काम किया, हमने अपनी speed पे काम किया, हमने customer centric होके काम किया. एंड जब लोग रुक गए थे, कंसोलिडेट कर रहे थे इन सारे चैलेंजेस की वजह से, जेबीएस ने और तेज़ भागना शुरू करा. और इतना, और अभी भी हम भाग ही रहे हैं. बाय द वे, साल तो ख़त्म नहीं हुआ, हमारी भी लाइफ टाइम है, इधर जितना भी टाइम है. सो वी विल कीप रनिंग फास्टर एंड इन अ स्मार्टर मैनर. तो विल मेक श्योर दैट वी अडॉप्ट, जैसे नादिर साहब भी बोले और बाकी लोग, वी नीड टू अडॉप्ट चेंजेस. मेन फ्रेम बेच रहा होता तो यहाँ पे कोई और बैठा होता. इवन एज ऑफ टुडे, अगर हम आज की टेक्नोलॉजीज को अडॉप्ट नहीं किए होते, वी वुड नॉट बी वन ऑफ द टॉप प्लेयर हेयर इन पाकिस्तान. एंड आवर विजन इज टू गो बियॉन्ड पाकिस्तान. सो कीप द फिंगर क्रॉस. We will keep running and we will be doing a better job as compared to what we have done today. So that is the main objective, to solve business problems and impacting people's lives.
Wonderful. So continuously striving to do better and transforming lives, जो कि हमारा motto है. So with this thought जो आपने share की है, उसके साथ I'll come to Alia over here, who's part of the HR department,
Yes.
now People and Culture. So you've seen that transformation over the years, 10 years, a decade. I mean, what kind of transformation have you seen in these years, from personnel to, a strategic function? So what would you say to that?
So, well, over the years, you are right, HR was a personnel and administrative department, and the things were mostly manual and the paperwork involved so much, and a bureaucratic mind, or not a bureaucratic mind, but the processes were mere bureaucratic. But now things have been changed now, and now we have adopted the automation and the digital platforms to make our work easier and faster. Similarly, HR, if we talk about the HR evolvement, so it's true that HR has evolved around the world. And similarly in Jaffer, the HR or the PNC department has changed a lot. And इसमें हमने बहुत ज़्यादा काम किया है, और still we are doing to make our processes better and efficient. So now, alhamdulillah, PNC is a more efficient and automated department. And recently we added a learning module. So we shifted the learning into the digital platform, so that every employee can easily learn at their own pace and in a impactful and a useful way.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Alia. And my other question is to Atif. You know, part of the finance department, a very dear friend of Adil. Almost आगे पीछे ही आप लोगों ने एक time पे join किया. If you can take your mic. So I'd like to, you know, ask you कि almost 29 years, 29, 30 years. How would you describe your journey over here? What have you experienced? I mean, how has it helped you groom?
So first of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity for the part of this panel. It's a long journey, basically it's 29 years. And I don't know how much,
थोड़ा सा करीब कर ले mic.
I don't know how many years more it will continue. So at least 10 to 15 years till my retirement. So definitely it's a long journey. Basically, I joined in Jaffer as an intern. So from now today, I'm performing as a manager business operations. So it's a big achievement for me. So अक्सर जो है वो यंग जनरेशन्स के लोग जो भी अभी जो हमारे पास यंग जनरेशन जो आ रही है वो सवाल हमसे ये करते हैं कि आपने इतने इतने साल जो है वो यहाँ लगा दिए हैं, बल्कि बहुत सारे जो बच्चे जब आए वो कहते हैं कि जब आप आए थे तो हम पैदा भी नहीं हुए थे. मैंने कहा यार अब ऐसा भी जाफर ब्रदर्स आपने ज्वाइन किया तो पैदा भी नहीं हुए थे. मैंने कहा कोई बात नहीं, अगले 25 साल बाद तुम्हारे साथ भी यही कुछ होगा अगर तुम यहाँ रुक गए तो. सो कहने का मतलब ये है कि लोगों ने जो मुझे बेसिकली मैंने अपनी जो है वो ग्रोथ विद इन दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की, मैंने अपने आप को रोटेट किया विद इन दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ही. आई वॉज हायर्ड इन JBS in 1996. From 1996 to 2008, I was performing different role in finance in JBS Finance. So when we shifted from Jaffer Chamber to City Tower in 2008, our finance was centralized. This kind of corporate finance to सारे finance जो है वो merge हो गए थे सारे. Even then भी next 2 years तक मेरी जो है वो job यही थी कि मैं JBS के business finance को मैं देख रहा था. Then I switched my job, या कह लें कि मैं rotate किया अपनी job को, और मैं corporate finance में जब आया तो वहाँ मेरे roles different हो गए. मैं group level पे चीज़ें देखना शुरू कर दी, और उस दरमियान में again कहते हैं ना experience मुझे कहाँ मिला, कहाँ मेरे जो है मेरे लिए लर्निंग्स बहुत ज़्यादा हुई. मैं इन्वॉल्व रहा 2-3 मेजर ऐसे एक्टिविटीज़ में, जिसमें वन ऑफ द मेजर रोल जो मैंने प्ले किया था फॉर डी मर्जर ऑफ JBS फ्रॉम JBL. सो वो एक बड़ी ट्रेमेंडस लर्निंग थी मेरे लिए, एक नया एक्सपीरियंस था कि एक कंपनी के बिजनेस में से एक बिज़नेस को निकालना और एक सेपरेट कंपनी JBS प्राइवेट लिमिटेड को इस्टेब्लिश करना. सो इस तरह की लर्निंग्स मेरी यहाँ पे हुई. मैं एज अ ग्रुप एक्सटर्नल ऑडिट कोऑर्डिनेटर भी 4 साल मैंने परफॉर्म किया. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैंने जो है वो कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट्स, कुछ कंसोलिडेटेड परफॉर्मेंस डॉक्यूमेंट्स बनाए JBL के, जो वो भी बोर्ड लेवल पे एक्नॉलेज हुआ और उसका उस पर अप्रिशिएशन हुआ. देन अगेन मैंने अपना जो है वो अपने आप को एक जगह में कहीं स्टक नहीं किया, महदूद नहीं किया कहीं. मैं अपने आप को चेंज मेरे अंदर था भी कि मुझे चैलेंजेस डिफरेंट मिले, और चैलेंजेस फिर मुझे एक अपॉर्चुनिटी इंटरनली मिली कि मुझे JBL के बिज़नेस यूनिट के जो हमारे एक बहुत ही सीनियर कोलीग थे वो रिटायर हो रहे थे, वो मैनेजर बिजनेस फाइनेंस, तो मुझे एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली कि जी आप ये रोल आप करके देखें. देन आई टुक दिस चैलेंज, और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह फ्रॉम 2014 टिल डेट मैं वो जॉब परफॉर्म कर रहा हूँ. सो तो पर्पस बेसिकली एक्सप्लेन करने का ये था कि मैंने अपने 29 ईयर्स जो अभी तक गुजारे, तो मैंने अपने आप को विद इन दी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ही रोटेट करता रहा, और यहीं से मैंने जो है वो लर्निंग भी की, और काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें मुझे जो है ना मेरा एक्सपोजर भी मुझे यहीं से मिला.
Thank you, Atif. Interesting to hear your story and the story of growth, the story of how you've evolved, how it helped you personally and professionally. That's wonderful. Once again, I come back to Nadir. Because आपकी एक तरह से you were, sort of grew here and, sort of groomed here, most part of your career, I would say. So in this leadership role at the board level, what one lesson that you have learned that you're still applying today?
Actually, my career didn't start here. My career started in the US. I worked for 15 years in technology. So I would, in a technology startup company, I graduated during the time of the internet boom. I think it's loud. So I was focused on technology. When I moved here, I found myself with a unique capability at that time to change my career trajectory without having to spend money doing an MBA. So when I moved here, I came into the realm of agriculture, for which I had very little knowledge or experience. So I would say the one leadership thing that I learned is listen to people who know more than you, because that's a hell of a lot of people. And the only way to learn is by listening to them and taking it all in and forming your own opinions. Obviously, you need that ability, but there are always people smarter than you, and you need to hear from them first before you make any decision.
All right, that's wonderful. Great to hear that. And so not only that, people who have joined Jaffer Group as an intern, but people who are part of the family have also sort of learned and groomed here. So moving on, Adil, my question to you now is, जी थोड़ा सा चेंज किया, giving it another flavor because Nader talked about how he started his career from technology. So I'm coming to you, reflecting on the 3 decades of leadership. How do you think that JBS vision has evolved, embracing new technologies and market opportunities? And what are the strategic priorities that have guided this transformation?
Wow, 3 decades, huh?
Yeah, 3 decades.
So we used to sell hardware when I joined JBS. Those are laptop, desktop, mainframe, some kind of service like that. We transformed selling a box to selling values and solutions. So our objective and motto is to become a solution integrator, which essentially means you adopt to whatever new things are doing here in Pakistan, outside world. So strategy always evolve with the partners you are working together with, right? So we work with, we are working with HP Enterprise. They are evolving themselves from a box to a solution vendor. HPI, they are doing lots of things in AI. Huawei, one of the fastest growing Chinese organization who's giving tough time to any brand. Trend Micro, the security solution providers, and Broadcom, VMware, the suite which as of now, while they have increases their prices, but nobody is matching what the suite they are offering. So they have their own flavors out there. Although everybody will face times in times ahead of times, they will face challenges and they will overcome with some of their innovation. So we are adopting what our principals are doing. We are learning what our customers are asking us to do. So we need to look at all the angles, and we are internally also working in a manner that our teams, this year objective, everybody has to do at least 26 hours of LinkedIn learning. So we are learning ourselves, we are training ourselves, and this has nothing to do with age or rank. So even a CEO has to do 26 hours, and the new MTO is also doing 26 hours. It's mandatory for everybody to evolve themselves. So strategy-wise, we've been transforming ourselves on a continuous basis by listening to the people out there, listening to our core partners, listening to our core customers, key customers. So we need to cover everything in a 360 angle, that every area needs to be covered by us so that we become better. There is no such thing as perfection except for Amir Khan's dialogue. But you need to improvise at all levels, and that is, life is also all about. आप शायद पहले छोटे घर में रह सकते थे, आज आपको बड़े घर में जाना है, तो आपके घर का internally evolution कहता है कि you need to grow internally as well, and for growing inside at your place, so that is also a part of your, since I've been with JBS, that's my first job, and hopefully would be the last one, because I've burned all my bridges. 2 साल पहले जितने भी मेरे पास offers आई थी, मैंने सबको मना कर दिया है. So, that is kind of, you understand. So, you do everything at your end to make sure you stay relevant, and you need to stay relevant to lead, to transform, to inspire, and to groom the teams behind you or the people who looks after. You need to make sure that you have a successful replacement planning as well, because you cannot stay at one level. जैसे आते बता रहे थे कि he moves to different departments for learning. So I also done lots of things. While it's a 30 years of JBS journey, but मैंने भी कोई 5-6 roles करे हैं. और क्रिकेट के बारे से मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि मैं क्रिकेट का ताहयात कप्तान हूँ, सिर्फ कप्तान नहीं हूँ.
आपने जो है वो ये कैप जो है आपने ऐसी पहनी, आपने कहा मैं नहीं उतारूंगा.
ये मैंने नहीं पहनी, मुझे
अच्छा,
आप अगर
आतिफ कह रहे हैं खलीफा कहते हैं, तो ये खलीफा है.
नहीं, खलीफे दूसरे हैं. अगर आप कमेंट्री सुनेंगी ना तो ये मुझे भी किसी ने पॉइंट आउट किया था कि एक कमेंटेटर बोल रहा था कि JBS के तायद कप्तान आदिल बदू साहब बॉलिंग कराना है, 2-2 टप्पे करा रहे हैं. सो एनीवेज, सो ऑन लाइटर नोट, जिसको आप इस तरह से ले लिए, बट we are ready to do anything possible to make sure our stakeholders are happy, whether within JBL Group or outside JBS.
थैंक यू आदिल, थैंक यू सो मच. इतनी इंसाइटफुल आपकी बातें थी, तो थैंक यू. नाउ कमिंग टू PLD, as part of your journey, what has been the most meaningful aspect, and what legacy would you like to leave behind?
Well, I know what legacy I will leave behind, that my son will tell me, but when we say journey, life is a journey. Okay? To put you into the background, my first connection with Jaffer Brothers was 37 years ago. So before I joined Jaffer Brothers, I used to be one of the suppliers as a multinational. So I started for a multinational of the chemical industry, moving initially from plastic into biology, into what we call life science, and ultimately going into biotechnology. Okay. Then when I moved to Jaffer, I wanted to play golf, but I didn't have time to play golf. They wanted me to work. That was the problem. So basically, went from multinationals generating their own innovation, their own production, their word implementation, to a local company doing basically marketing and trading. So the first thing was to look for innovation. So if you don't have innovation in-house, you have to look for innovation outside. We introduced, for example, high-efficiency irrigation system. We got it from India. We got a few new products from India, and then when I look at the story of today, it was a very good strategic move, gradually moving to China. And learning over the last 25 years the way China has been moving forward was also a fantastic eye-opener. Still people may have in mind China is behind. China is not behind anymore. The movement, the innovation in China is permanent. So the link to partner like that was an important thing. At the personal level, because some people ask me, what are you doing in Pakistan? It's a dangerous country. I say, well, you know what? My wife is from Pakistan. So after taking...
You're Pakistani by heart, huh?
No, by my wife heart. So after moving back to France, where she had to learn French, we went to India, then we come back to Pakistan. In the process, my son, who was born here, went into primary school in France, started secondary school in India, finished in Pakistan, and went to the US, so learning 4 languages in the process. So that was quite a journey. But one thing I'd like to say, because the most impressive thing, when I came to Pakistan 37 years ago, Pakistan was about 60 million people. And today we are feeding 220 million people with the same resources. And that is a fantastic journey which we should never forget.
All right. So thank you, PLD, for sharing your personal journey as well as your professional journey. Now coming to Alia, we've heard Nasir Saab also and our other panelists also about the younger talent and the potential that this younger talent is bringing in. So I want to know, as part of the People and Culture Department, how do you see that this is working towards growing the young talent for the Vision 2030?
Well, HR plays a very important role in driving Vision 2030, and we have launched many key programs for young talent by attracting, developing, and nurturing them. So we design a course programs like Emerge and Grad Nest for the young talent, who designed specifically for the young graduates and to hire them and develop them for the future leadership roles. So we have, apart from this, we have also include the fast track programs for the high potential employees through the structured development plans, through the structured strategy to grow them for the future roles and for their growth and development. So these are the some initiatives that we have already taken, and inshallah in the future we will continue this journey for the new hires, because when I joined Jaffer, so it was mainly ज़्यादातर लोग जो थे वो experienced लोग थे, but alhamdulillah it was a strong mix now. और अब young talent भी है, and we have experience or seasonal professionals also. So now we have diversified perspective and a fresh energy जो हम कंपनी को दे रहे हैं through the strong mix.
Thank you, and great to hear कि हमारे पास एक बहुत wonderful और diverse experience के लोग हैं और diversity of talent है. So my final question to you, Atif, JBL has been a big part of Jaffer Group's story. So how has it grown and changed over the years? So I want to hear from you specifically about Jaffer Brothers. So
JBL has played a significant role in Jaffer, in the Jaffer Groups. So basically JBL is a parent company of Jaffer Group. So JBL is evolving tremendously over the years. We are we changed. We have adopted different models businesses. So basically JBL जो का initially core business जो ज़्यादातर JBL में machinery का business था, but JBL ने काफ़ी diversify किया अपने आप को. हमने जो है वो during this period, मैंने जितना time अभी यहाँ गुजारा इस दरमियान में last 10 years मैंने अभी देखा JBL को, हमने like हम distribution business में आए, हम लोगों ने जो है वो distribution business किया, start किया. हमने कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स जो हम कर रहे थे इसमें हमने सप्लाईज के कुछ ऐसे बिजनेस किए जिसमें हम अक्सर ये कहते हैं कि JBL का जो प्रोजेक्ट डिपार्टमेंट डिवीजन है वो सुई से लेके जहाज तक कुछ भी बेच सकता है, सप्लाई कर सकता है. तो वो बहुत सारी चीज़ों में जो है वो मतलब डाइवर्सिफिकेशन ऑपरेशन उन्होंने स्ट्रेंथनिंग जो है मार्केट में अपनी की. और JBL ने जो चेंजेस बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट की चेंजेस थी उसको फॉरन अडॉप्ट भी किया है उसके हिसाब से. सो ओवरऑल JBL जो है उसकी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जो है रिफ्लेक्ट कर रही है जाफर ग्रुप की जो है वो वैल्यूज़ को, रेजिलेंस को, एक्सेलेंस को और उसकी लॉन्ग टर्म विजन को. अभी करंटली हम जो है वो जैसे इंशाल्लाह ये बिजनेस जो नया प्रोजेक्ट हमारा रिकॉर्डिंग का है उसमें भी इंशाल्लाह JBL होगा. तो JBL ने इंडस्ट्री में अपना जो है वो इस इंडस्ट्री में काफ़ी अपना नाम उसमें जो है वो बनाया. तो मार्केट में जो है काफ़ी नाम उसकी प्रेजेंस अच्छी हुई है इस दरमियान में.
All right, thank you. Now, what I'm going to do is there's a segment that we've added to this conversation to bring some spice to the conversation. Is a rapid fire round. Okay, in this rapid fire round, I'll be sort of throwing a question out, and from each one of you what I would be asking, and this time I'm going to go in a series so that it's convenient, starting from Adil and probably the next question starting from Alia, is that I'll be giving you a question and I just want a one-word answer from each one of you. All right?
May I interrupt you?
Yes, please.
Why you always start with the men and finish with the women?
No, I said the next one we'll start with Alia.
Okay.
In fact, I was the one starting the whole show, so I have led it anyways.
Hey, we are talking team spirit.
All right. So, so the question is, are you guys ready, by the way? All right.
What was the question?
asking if you are not ready.
No. I'm still going to ask, but you have to answer quickly, spontaneously.
So one word
All right. One word. So one word that best describes Jaffer Group today, starting from Adil.
For me,
One word. Yes.
second home.
Second home. All right. Wonderful. Another.
Diverse.
Diverse.
Integrity, culture.
Culture. All
Culture.
right.
You have written it actually, it's resilience, but resilience is linked to its adaptability.
All right. Adaptability.
People-centric.
People-centric. Wonderful. So very apt answers. And it seems that you guys were alert right there. All right. Other question, and we'll be starting with Alia this time. So starting with the woman, though I was the one throwing the question. So one thing about Jaffer people that outsiders do not see, but they should. What is that one thing?
Commitment.
Commitment. All
Yes.
right. It's not visible. It is,
Hope
though,
so, of course.
but जितनी होनी चाहिए नजर
Sir,
आनी
उससे
चाहिए
कम
उतनी
है।
नहीं. All right.
I'm not sure that people don't see it because people, if they don't know Jaffer, they don't know it. But people who know Jaffer, I think the ability of Jaffer to adapt must be quite obvious.
Again, adaptability, probably
Yeah.
flexibility.
Committed.
Committed. All right.
I would say it's a family, regardless of how many different things we're in. What people don't see at the back is, like he was mentioning, corporate service. Everything has been centralized. It's one big family that's serving a diverse avenues, but at the back end, it's a family.
All right. Wonderful.
So my answer is pretty much what Nadir has mentioned, that people don't know that we work as a family. People may think, and we are very professional, future thinkers as well. So people may think we are the not the traditional kind of people, but we are not. We are future thinker.
All
We are
right.
strategic.
So future
organized.
thinker is your
Yeah.
word. Wonderful. Great. And finally, let's start from the middle this time, from Atif, because he's been the one usually where, I've been referring to you in the last, so this time you go first, and we're going to go Adil, Nadir, and then, back from here. All right, so what is the one value or principle you believe every Jaffer employee should live by? What is that one value?
Is people-centric?
People-centric.
Yeah. Empowerment.
All right, empowerment.
I don't know if just one, but on one side there's integrity, one of the many. On one side, I think integrity plays a huge part, and on the other side is innovation.
All right.
So for JBL, yes, integrity is the value everybody should follow. And for JBS, my personal preference, or what I like is simplify to amplify. Do simple things,
All
but get a
right.
better results.
All right, that's wonderful. PLD.
Oh, ladies last now. Well, basically, most of the values have been covered. But when a company is becoming bigger, sometimes the distance to the management is increasing, and we give to people objective. And I think for me, the most important value is ownership. Ownership of your objective of your success, and ownership even of your failure. Because we all make failure, and we should not hide. We should also be the owner of our failure.
Okay, great.
So I would like to extend the response of PLD, because I think ownership is the thing. जो कि हमारे लोगों में I think everybody has ownership on their goals, on their objectives, on their achievements, whatever they would like to do, and they have, I think so, they have we have an open environment and the courage for people to listen them, and they can, the floor is open for their innovation and everything.
So that is agreeable. That openness, the comfort, family-like comfort, where you can be out there, meet people, and talk about anything. So with this, we come to the conclusion of today's panel discussion. Thank you all so much. It was wonderful chatting with all of you, though we were going live, but it never felt awkward.
This is live? Okay.
Yes, this is live, yes. But I think it's because of the energy that we share in this room that, the conversation was very comfortable. And it's always very nice to talk to all of you. But thank you so much. And especially on this very occasion where we are celebrating 77 years. So thank you, all the panelists. And thank you to all our viewers who are watching us live. This is, probably the first time that we are doing a live session like this, but it's part of our innovation journey. We'll continue to do something new every time, challenge ourselves, though it wasn't easy, let me also share that, but I'm really happy to be hosting this, and it was an honor. So thank you all so much. I think बहुत ज़बरदस्त conversations आप लोगों ने सुनी. It was kind of a heart-to-heart conversation. Some personal thoughts also came in, and these are the people that you see every day. Thank you all so much. Stay blessed, and we'll continue to do great things together.